Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Thursday night, the edition about the NFL algorithms Thursday night game. There's all the games for the week are kind of prepared, but you have to be a subscriber on CamBraverman.com to get that information. And I'll do a video about all those games probably Saturday at some point. But let's just talk about the Thursday game because we have information in here and we are updated. So Thursday, Week 14, two teams that both respond well on the spread line. Look at this. Both these teams we do really well with on the spread. So what does it think's going to happen? It thinks that the Patriots are going to lose this game, but not by more than Vegas thinks. Vegas thinks that they're going to lose by 5. We think they're going to lose by 4. I tend to agree with the algorithm here simply because the Patriots seem to want to cover, even though this game's in Los Angeles and the Rams perform pretty well on these Monday night, Thursday night games or whatever. So do the Patriots, and so I do think that this ends up being a closer game. So if you can get 5 points and that's what it is, I guess that's what it says to do. Now, what about the over under? Now, what I do bring in here automatically from Rotowire, I grab the stats. It shows you everything automatically when you paste it here. So if you go to Rotowire and grab the stats and just paste them here, usually depending on your browser, if you're using like Google Chrome, I think it'll work. Or Internet Explorer or Alta Vista or whatever you're using as a browser, Firefox. So the what happens here is this creates itself automatically, and we have an over under. So the over under says 43 or 44, something like that. I don't know why they're not exactly the same, but that's about what it is. Well, here we're thinking 47. So these teams are going to fight it out and there's going to be some offense. I like a 21-24-ish type game. I think that sounds about right. Do you think it's going to go down to like 21-18? I don't think so. I think that hopefully the weather's decent in LA. This isn't in New England. So they probably hit the over in this game, as the algorithm says, because they'll get to at least 45. And and the Patriots are going to cover. Now, those are two picks where if you do the over and the Patriots +5, those picks kind of don't agree with each other because if it's a high scoring game and the Rams run away with it, the Patriots don't cover. Well, and actually in that case, then you do win the over. But if the Patriots don't score at all and the Rams win a really low scoring game, I don't know. It's actually those bets kind of do align actually. So if it's a low scoring game, the chance of the Patriots covering are better. So you're going to win at least one of those two picks of Patriots +5 or the over, and hopefully you win both in a game that's like 21-24 and you barely get the over. So you got to think about what this over is. Sometimes you can consider something like an alternate over, which will be at a different line. Like you could say, I want it to be over 41. And if it's over 41, you have to pay like -180 or something for it. The odd will be different. So there's a lot of ways to handle this, but using the algorithm to really give you a framework for where you think this game is going to go is the Rams winning this game by a field goal or maybe a touchdown, which is why the spread is kind of iffy. But these teams are going to fight it out, and their defenses are okay. I mean, how are their defenses? Well, let's look at their defenses. Let's look at the Rams and the Patriotos. The Rams and the Patriots. The Patriots defense has dropped off more recently. So, and the Rams defense is, sorry, this is defenses. My bad. Wait a minute. No, the offense is bad for the Patriots. Defense is good. Now, these two teams have decent defenses. Mm-hmm. That's why the over under is kind of low. Like the question is where are we picking off that Vegas is kind of wrong? And the answer is, well, these teams, I know that the Patriots offense isn't that great, but this is a performance game on a Thursday night where there's nobody else watching. If the Patriots are stuffed and Cam isn't doing anything at all and they can't muster these 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, or three touchdowns that they need to muster, do the Rams at least run away with 4 touchdowns or more? And I think the answer is yes, because this team has a better offense, right? There's the way to compare. Let me look at the Rams again. The Rams offense is only a .5. Yeah, and the Patriots is negative. I don't know. It's a tough call. It's a tough game. I think Vegas is doing a pretty good job of handicapping this game. Let's see if we can see anything in the points situation by looking at the two teams and projected pivots for injuries and things like that. The way to do that is by clicking on New England and clicking on LAR for the Rams. And we can see of the people who's injured, who's not. There are some injuries available, like some guys are injured. Let's look at just the injuries for a second. Injury, COVID. Whoops. Injury. Hold down control and hit with the mouse. Who's got COVID? Edelman. Ooh, that's not good. And he's got COVID on his knee apparently. And Kai Forbath, the kicker. Oh, only the kicker for the Rams. Keep that. So they have a different kicker now. Who's kicking for the Rams? Let's see if we have anybody. Actually, here's how we check that out. Sorry, go back to projected pivot here, and undo, and get rid of the injuries. There we go. What you have now is the people playing in the game. The Rams do have a kicker. It's not Forbath. It's Samuel Sloman. Is not as good. So that's what we know. Now, what else can we see in this game? It says the Rams offensively put it up. It says that the Rams quarterback situation is 0.2. Jared Goff is a 0.2. Wow. Goff not having season. So this team is more dependent on, I mean, they're wide receivers. Wow. Why are Goff's stats so bad in this file? That's weird. And is Cam Newton not playing? Uh-oh. Who's out? Is he out? Uh-oh. Questionable with abdomen. So he's not out, but he's questionable. See, you can see this game is complicated. What happens if Brian Hoyer takes because Cam is hurting? I don't know. I think that makes it scarier to take the Patriots +5 if Cam may not be playing or his abdomen is bad. I don't like a lot in this game after 7 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. After all this, it's really kind of inconclusive. If anything, I do think they try to perform and put up points and try to at least fight it out at the end of the game, because aren't the Patriots trying to hunt for a playoff spot? And the Rams as well. I think that both these teams are going to fight to win, and there are going to be points in this game. So probably the over 40. If you take an alternate over of like 42.5, what happens if this game is one field goal less or one touchdown less? You get like 14-17. You get like 21-17. That gets you only 38 points. That's as low as it could go. So I would take an alternate over at 38 points. That's probably like -220 or something. That's where you think this game is definitely going to get at least 38 points, but it probably goes another touchdown over 45. That's what I can say. Rooting for a team that likes to cover like the Patriots, to cover. Only if Cam gets hurt are you really in big trouble. But then the over probably hits because probably they don't have the ball. There's some turnovers. There's more scoring for the Rams or something like that. Given all that, if you're interested in going over Saturday's games, which I'm sure will be an extensive video for the weekend, then subscribe. It's only like, what I make it, $25, I think, for the rest of the season. It's worth it. I mean, you're going to use this to probably make some well-educated bets. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody.